This is absolutely perfect for the Sharks as one prospect is tearing up the NCAA, plus the Sharks make a sneaky call-up from the Barracuda. We're going to break it all down for you guys coming up on this episode of Sharks Digest. But before we get into it, we got to say that 59% of you guys watching this video right now aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you want to stay up on the latest Sharks news, prospect coverage, trade rumors, everything heading into the draft, this is your home for San Jose Sharks news. So make sure you're down below and hit that subscribe button. But with that said, let's jump right into it. Before we talk about the prospect that's dominating the NCAA right now, we got to talk about the call-up that the Sharks actually made just about an hour ago. The San Jose Sharks have recalled defenseman Laucas CArlsson from the Barracuda. Jimmy Schultz has been reassigned back down to the Barracuda. And if you haven't heard of Laucas CArlsson, because he's been all over the place in his NHL career, this is what he is. He's a left-hand shot defenseman, 27 years old, and he's 6 foot, 6 foot on the dot, 190 pounds. This is a guy who has had a very solid career in the AHL, I would say. If we just look at his stats here, last time we did see him in NHL action was with the Florida Panthers, where he played 2 games back in the 23-24 season, but since then has had some great years in the AHL over these last 3 seasons. I mean, in that 22-23 season, he had 54 points from the blue line. I guess that's what warranted his call-up to the Panthers that season, because he was playing so good. Then last year, took a little bit of a step down, played a lot less games though, 39 points in 52 games, and now this season with the Barracuda so far has been pretty solid. I think 23 points in 44 games from a defenseman is great production, especially from a guy like this. But one thing I've seen a lot of scouts while researching Laucas CArlsson here is they say he's very good at taking his opponents on one-on-one in defensive scenarios. So if someone's coming down his wing, he can easily take the puck off of their sticks in those one-on-one scenarios. He's not afraid to lay a hit every now and then. But one thing that scouts did say about this guy is he's great at jumping up in the rush. He really has that mind and that knack of knowing when to jump up and when not to jump up. And this is where we see his point production come from. It's like when he jumps up in the rush. I mean, he has 10 goals this year from the blue line, so he can really rip it and he can put it in the back of the net. But he can also pass the puck around as well. He's really, I would say, a well-rounded defenseman from what I've seen online about this guy. And a lot of general reaction is a lot of people are excited to see this guy get his first NHL action with the Sharks. And I'm on board with that, because if we look at what the daily face-off lines are for the next game, they have Laucas CArlsson on this second pairing with Timothy Liljegren. And I like that. I think him and Liljegren will complement each other really well. I think Lily, he can lean more offensive at times, but he is a great two-way guy, and it's the same with CArlsson. Both guys, two-way defensemen that can kind of join the rush at times, so I think these guys will really complement each other's games. But we could also see our boy Luca Cagnoni slide up to that second pairing. I think that's, if I was doing the lines, that's what I would do, but we don't know what Warsofsky is going to do here. But I do like the Vinny Desharnais and Luca Cagnoni third pairing, so I don't really think you break that up at this point. But I think this is a good call-up. I think at this point in the season where obviously we're at the bottom of the league and we're kind of in tank season for the number 1 overall pick, I think getting guys up from the Barracuda that are having good seasons, just testing them out, see how their game is going to transfer into the NHL is great. Also, this guy, man, he's 27 years old. He's getting up there, so getting him some NHL action and seeing if he can be a regular is good at this point for Grier and the Sharks. So I'm excited to see how he plays in his first game. I really hope that he does make an impact, because I think he's a solid defenseman that could really get some minutes here towards the end of the season if he plays well while he's called up. But want to hear your guys' thoughts on the call-up today. Kind of very surprising. I wasn't really expecting that one, but I love seeing the new guys come up and getting to see their first play in the NHL action. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that. But switching gears, we got a guy right now who's dominating the NCAA with the UCONN Huskies, and that is Jory Muldowney. He nets his 3rd hat trick of the season and finishes with a +4 rating in an upset of Boston University. Yes, they upset BU in the NCAA. Any NCAA hockey fans know that is a huge upset. BU always has a dominant team. So seeing Jory Muldowney here net a hat trick in that game really shows how clutch this guy is. He obviously helped the Huskies advance to the Hockey East Championship game, which is great. I love seeing these upsets and love seeing these guys that we maybe never heard of that were in this system play good, but this guy's having a solid year with the UConn Huskies. Like they said, he nets his third hat trick. He's really had a big jump in play this season, and if we just take a look, if you're unfamiliar with him, he's a 20-year-old right wing, 5'11", a little bit small, 154 there, but he was also drafted in the 6th round back in 2022 for the San Jose Sharks. So we might be getting some good value out of a 6th round pick here, because this guy has been on absolute fire for the UConn Huskies this year, and obviously doing it in clutch time when it really matters, when he's obviously in a semifinal game trying to get to that championship game against one of the best franchises or dynasties in NCAA hockey and BU. I think this is awesome. I think it's great to see this guy kind of dig in and get that hat trick and help his team get to that championship game. But if we just keep going on here, this is what some scouts were saying about Jory Muldowney. This is when he was drafted back in 2022, so be mindful of that. But the big thing I did want to point out here is he says as a 5'1" guy, he'll need to grow into his frame here in college, but his instincts to get into the interior is a solid base to build around, and that's what we've seen with Muldowney since he's been with UConn. Because if we take a look at the stats, this guy's more of a trigger man, like he says in this article as well, where this season with UConn, he has 27 goals, 9 of them being hat tricks in his third of the season, and 45 points in 36 games. Look at that jump in production from year to year in the NCAA. 14 points his first year in 35 games, and now he has a 31-point jump in just one game more the next season. This guy has been on fire and has really found his game this season, and obviously being clutch is great, but him being a consistent goal scorer, almost, a goal per game player. I mean, he's 27 in 36 games. That's really good production out of a 20-year-old guy that drafted in the 6th round. Nobody expected this to come from Jory Muldowney, but I think this is great for the San Jose Sharks, because when you get some value out of a 6th round guy, you're laughing at that point. You're loving this. I think this is great. I think this is not a guy that we're going to see on the Sharks next season or maybe a season after that. But this is a guy who is going to play his years in college, come over to the Barracuda, and if he plays good in the Barracuda, this could be a situation where if there's an injury on that right side and he's playing good with the Barracuda, he gets a call up. And who knows where we go from there. But this guy could really make an impact here with how big of a jump he's had in his play this season. It's so great to see this guy, finally get his footing and play his game and find those spots, and his shot has just gotten a lot better from what I've seen from scouts as well. So this is going to be great for Jory Muldowney and great for the San Jose Sharks in the future. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on Jory Muldowney down below in the comment section. And talking about the comment section, we're going into our comment of the day here, which is Oola. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but he says Musty and Chernyshov should be strong wingers in the next few seasons. Definitely agree. I think Chernyshov has been such a great surprise since he's came over from the KHL, and Musty, he's our guy. He's playing unreal right now, so I'm excited to see these guys in training camp. A lot of these guys will be in training camp and in the preseason, so it'll be really fun to watch at the beginning of next season. But appreciate the comment there. We love seeing your guys' comments down below. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on Jory Muldowney. Let us know what you think he's going to do for the future of this team. And do you think Laucas CArlsson is going to have a big of an impact, as I said he's going to have in his call-up? I would love to see that, but who knows? He could only come up for a couple games and go back down. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on everything in this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we're your home for Sharks content here on YouTube, so make sure down below and hit that subscribe button. But as always, I've been your host, KC. We'll catch you in the next one.